Luis Medina Cantalejo, the man with the whistle here today, and the guys that are going to be looking to have it blow quite often. You just saw Sergio Garcia standing alongside Diego Milito. There's D'Alessandro. He is out there along with Maimar. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. For Zaragoza, Cesar in goal. Juan Fran, Gabi Milito, Piqué in for the ailing Sergio with Diogo, just newly re-signed. Aymar, Zapater, Solares, and D'Alessandro, with Garcia and Milito in the attack for Victor Fernandez. Meanwhile, Barcelona counters with a pretty strong lineup of their own. It will be Valdez in goal, Oleguer back off to the flank with Pujol, Thuram, and Marquez. Xavi, Iniesta, Deco, and Juli, with Ronaldinho wherever he wants, and Messi being the pest up front for Frank Rijkaard. Juli looking on, Ronaldo getting ready, and Luis Medina Cantalejo has started this one at La Romareda. We are underway. White-clad Zaragoza from the left to the right, and the Blaugrana of Barcelona defending towards the right. 5 versus 1 in a victory for Zaragoza, Ray, today could move them into a Champions League spot.
Well, that's true, Phil. Barcelona, though, 2 points clear at the top of the table, and they face this team here in white that are confident and very threatening and looking to snatch a Champions League place for themselves.
Long ball forward, flipped back by Thuram. No Eto was watching some of the fans prior to this game. The reason he is not here, according to the club, is tendinitis. One of the fans had a big sign that said tendinitis, or, well, in Spanish, tendinitis or mieditis. Basically, is he hurt or is he scared to come up against Gabi Milito and Piqué? I don't know if Eto's been scared of much since he was born, but Zaragoza does have a very physical and strong defense.
And Milito as well is another one, my favourites, and he is tipped for a move away from Zaragoza at the end of this season. Real Madrid making strong overtures.
Well, they had him at the beginning, but then they let him go after MRIs showed there might have been a little damage in his knee, and you know what? They've been scrambling to find someone to replace him ever since.
Absolutely.
Guys like Walter Samuel and Cannavaro have all blinked, while Gabi Milito has taken to Spanish soccer like a duck to water.
Sure. Jonathan Woodgate, of course, was another one that didn't fit in with the royal white shirts. But the big question here today, Phil, is how Barcelona are going to cope with the absence of Samuel Eto'o. There was talk about another bit of a dust-up between him and Frank Rijkaard in the training fields this week, and that was quickly squashed by Rijkaard, saying nothing happened like that, look out.
Here's Garcia, dances past Pujol, lifted back post. D'Alessandro with the lift that just misses the target. Was going to get into the formations here today, but Zaragoza got there first. The way this lineup has Pujol is off to the left, and if there's a weak spot in the back line for Pujol, it is there.
Well, this is fabulous run down here by Garcia, and he does marvellously well to arrow that ball back to D'Alessandro, who tries to steer it into that far post. But for me, one of the most underrated players, not just in Spain or at Zaragoza, but in the world, is Pablo Garcia. Absolutely wonderful foil alongside of big Milito up front, but somebody that I don't think gets anywhere near the credit he deserves. Garcia, a wonderful player, and showing that illuminating football right from the get-go, and you'll be seeing it from this guy on the ball the whole game as well.
Ball off to the far side. Looks like Aymar and D'Alessandro have switched just a touch. Hernandez likes to play the left footer on the right footer on the left, so they're on their shooting foot to the inside, but it hasn't quite worked.
This is that lovely, lovely run. Great control. There's them big eyes. Looked up. He's already got his picture. Takes a second look just to make sure. That would have been one of the goals of the season. And D'Alessandro had been able to accurately find that back post. Brave effort.
Ball pushed forward. Piqué clears it away and kept in play by Milito on the far side. Talking about Sergio Garcia. He wasn't even supposed to be a starter this year. D'Alessandro holds on to it too long. Aymar with the rebona. With the right foot behind the left, over to Milito, keeps it in play, holds on to the pass, and it opens the padlock to the middle, headed up by Marquez to the near side.
Well defended by Rafa there. It was a lovely ball in across the face of goal. Marquez dealing with it very, very well. Remember, this is the team Zaragoza that Frank Rijkaard really surprised. Not just the shirts in white, but basically all of the footballing world, including Barcelona's great fans in that Copa del Rey clash when they came out with that scintillating 3-4-3 lineup, and just shocked Zaragoza out of all proportions and hit them with 2 goals in the very early going. Couldn't contain Barcelona that day, but this is a more regular sort of lineup from Rijkaard's team. It was such an excellent victory pulled off by Barcelona in that Copa del Rey.
Off to the near side, Diogo. He's also had some transfer rumors, more on that later.
Remember, they lost that first leg in the new camp of the Copa del Rey, and against all odds Rijkaard gambled brilliantly and pulled off one of the most memorable wins of Rijkaard's career. In the strength of the lineup, the wonderful adventure in it, that was just such a pleasure to watch that day.
Although, to give Zaragoza its due, in the second half, they solved it. And I guess it was just one of those brief moments of glory for Barcelona, but good enough.
Well, it was. You point out extremely well, Phil. They did regroup, they did reorganise, but those 2 goals that put them ahead, just absolutely, well, like hammer blows to Zaragoza, knocked them completely off their stride. Let's see, we're looking very, very balanced here today.
Ball dropped back, gets away from Zapater. Only 1 foul and 1 shot so far. But much of the play in the midfield. Piqué again stepping in for the ailing Sergio here today. I mentioned that Sergio Garcia, the front runner, beating out Everton at the start of the year, mainly because, as you pointed out, he's not to say that Everton's selfish, but Garcia more of a team player, more of a guy to get Milito involved. Everton is available back from his injury on the bench, and Garcia has got to be drooling. Normally, going up against Carlos Puyol is a nightmare, but I have a feeling Puyol playing out on the flank, speed is a little bit, or lack of speed is a little bit more vulnerable out there, even with Marquez and Thuram in the center. So, no Silvinho, no Gio. They're both starting this game on the bench. Zambrotta, in effect, 3 world-class international defenders at left back are on the bench today for Barcelona, as Rijkaard going with Oleguer, Thuram, Marquez and Puyol.
And the player they're up against in number 2 for Zaragoza, Diogo, heavily rumoured to be going to Barcelona, even though Zara's just signed him from Real Madrid. There's heavy rumours that it's going to be a case of doubling your money. Zaragoza's Diogo, extremely good player, and the former Real Madrid player has been tipped to end up in the Blaugrana shirts next season.
Well, they do have Belletti, but we haven't seen much of him this year. Zambrotta, mentioned he's on the bench, has not really had as much success on the right as he did for the Italian national team this past summer.
I think this Diogo would fit hand in glove in this Barcelona team, though, Phil. If Zaragoza is indeed going to do some very shrewd wheeling and dealing, Oh, they're going to hold on to him. We'll see in the off-season. Brilliant by Puyol. Read him like a nursery rhyme book there. Beautiful touch.
And again, notice Zaragoza keeps going down this right side. Now Ronaldinho whistled as Mulito goes in strong. Second straight foul against Zaragoza.
It's a talented team, Zaragoza. Victor Fernandez doing wonderfully well, but being a little inconsistent. Put together a great run to bring them back into the hunt. We've got that evasive front line, of course. Barcelona will all be interchanging. Juli, Messi, Ronnie, and you've got the likes of Iniesta and Xavi coming onto them. Good luck.
Forward. Ronaldinho. Well defended. Celades dropping it back to Piqué. Is it a foul? Milito went down in a heap, and he does draw the whistle. Barcelona, one of the best records in Spain at home. In fact, they're the only unbeaten team with just 3 draws to the blemish and a league-high 35 goals. However, they've been pretty easy to handle. Only 5 wins in 14 games away from home. So Zaragoza, meanwhile, only 9 wins of the 14 games at home, 4 away. So a chance here for Zaragoza to try and keep things going and pick up 3 points that could move them above Valencia into 4th.
Well, the Zaragoza is in cracking form. In the last 8 games, Phil, they've won 4, drawn 3, and only lost once. So his team are up against it. Certainly one of the most attractive teams in Spanish football, Zara, and they are looking for serious revenge here today. Of course, there's Diogo advertising his strength against that cheeky little monkey. Top form, of course, Lionel Messi. Since he's come back from his injury, been absolutely inspiring for his club.
Alessandro Aymar looks like he's playing more of a central midfield role here today.
Some magical Argentinian talent out there
a little
here
too far
today.
for Juan Fran.
The Milito brothers, of course. Messi, Aymar, D'Alessandro. You know, one of them's got to be a match winner here.
Oh, and their Uruguayan neighbor Diogo also pretty solid.
Sure.
But again, taking a look at the tactics here today, Zaragoza mentioned right and left for Aymar and D'Alessandro. It almost looks as though they're putting Milito all by himself. D'Alessandro over towards the left, Aymar in the middle, and Garcia dropping back almost as an outside right. So I'm trying to give Barcelona a little something to look at with a 4-5-1. Here's D'Alessandro.
Certainly Milito will be the man up front leading all day, and Garcia does have that capability of dropping back deep from that right side.
Aye, aye, aye. What book did he read that one in? Hernandez.
Completely unlike D'Alessandro. Gets all of it wrong here.
He's actually gotten off to a good start here today, but again, those questions looming that he and Aymar not quite gelling as much as Fernandez would have hoped when he got the 2 Argentines.
I think they're wonderful, both individually and together, Phil, but you're right, they haven't truly complemented the team is what everybody and their uncle would have expected. Certainly Fernandez has seen the best out of both of them, but not together.
Yellow card, our first of the match.
And certainly leave it in. Diogo comes in way too heavy for Cantalejo's liking here. And is it one of those situations again where Messi is just too quick? No, it's pure cynical through the player to get the ball. and that's totally outlawed in the game today.
Again, he went around him, and it looked like he might have touched the ball first, but those interpretations of the tackle from behind back in 1994 said it doesn't matter if you get the ball if you come from behind.
Exactly, and Cantilleo is explaining it, that that's what it's about. They're cleaning up the game. They've done it for years, and it's right. It's been well handled by the boss. But you're right, Phil. It wasn't too much of a late tackle either. It was just trying to get through to the ball, as you said.
Here's Aymar.
Nearly. Could have led him way heavier and higher.
D'Alessandro off the exit pass. Drops it back. Zapater. Juan Fran Zapater. Good control here.
Cagey game so far. Neither goalkeeper really seriously being challenged, but the white shirts looking in full flow.
Offside against Juan Fran, so that's why he stops. And the pass from Milito just rolls out as Juan Fran didn't realize it.
Milito looking in disbelief there.
Lights are on here as the sun starts its trek to the west. Victor Valdez, who has had a return to form after an off year last year. Close to 35,000 packed in here today to watch mighty Barcelona.
Now it's certainly going to be one of the sterner tests for Frank Rijkaard's team this year. And as we said, Rijkaard really playing it, wouldn't say cautious in the lineup, but certainly a very rigid sort of lineup across the back for Barcelona, with four really shielding. It's going to be that area in front of that back four that's going to be pivotal in getting the points here today for Barcelona.
Great play by Zapater as he gets it back from Garcia.
No way through.
Dances around one challenge. Down the line for Juan Fran. Early cross. And again, just seems as though the white and black are to the ball first. Which way is this whistle going to go? Maybe a handball against Milito on the trap. Jumped in front, and then the bounce came up off the chest, it looked like. They had been talking about building a new stadium here in Zaragoza, but it appears those are done, so maybe some renovation for the stadium built first in '57, one of the sites of the 1982 World Cup.
Deco's team playing with renewed confidence of late after that eventful draw against Real Madrid, of course, and they followed that up with a comfortable win against Recreativo. They spanked them, and then the 3 points more were added against Depor at the weekend.
Ronaldinho lifting it in, and Cesar sprinting off his line.
They come in here full of confidence as always, but more importantly in that groove of winning games.
Another foul by Thuram, but here comes Barcelona. Player down.
We did that game last week against Barcelona Deportivo. It wasn't too comfortable of a win by Barcelona. Certainly heard the critics in the newspaper and in the media. This team criticised again for not winning with enough style and panache. So even when they win, sometimes Barcelona hear the critics.
Thuram pushing it forward. Poor control by Marquez. Good hustle from Garcia.
Good cleanup by Thuram.
Ronaldinho can't get to it. Zapater does. D'Alessandro.
A ball by Deco, wasn't it?
Well weighted down the line and cleared away. It will be off the flag and out for a throw-in as Oleguer and Thuram scrambling back.
Just said, Phil, just haven't been able to settle down yet so far, Barcelona. It has been Zaragoza pushing the game, winning those tight 50-50 balls. Looking quick, sharp and hungry, the Whites.
So earlier collision by Thuram was the one that was not called, that led to a lot of whistles from the fans here. Poor throw. Regained by Zaragoza, and they promptly give it right back. Gabi Milito over to Piqué. Up the line and drop back, but off target. Aymar just a little rough here today. Good work by Barcelona out of the back as Marquez moves up.
A great ball that is. Dropped into him.
Deco to Ronaldinho. Deco's
passing that's been a little off so far.
Juli into the area. Back for Deco.
And again.
Iniesta. Well, Deco just had a little operation and he's back out there, so that might explain the rust. But here comes Diogo looking to make him pay.
Great run.
Oh my, what a shot.
Advertising his star quality, Diogo. Brilliant bullying, hurtful run deep into the heart of Barcelona, and he absolutely trailblazes this one at Valdez, who reacts beautifully. Look out again.
Diogo tees it up.
Not too beautiful this time. There's a hopping ball into Diogo, so he can be forgiven. But that first run was what got everybody out of their seats. Here you see that bad bobble right at the end, but here's that run and there's a stinging shot, and it's well handled by Valdez. That is tremendous goalkeeping, Phil. As Diogo was charging in on his nets, the bravery of the goalkeeper coming out to narrow the angle and stand in the face of that bullet. A brilliant goalie.
Trying to think of the last time we've seen Barcelona go 20 minutes without a shot.
That's a great point, Phil. And the man that is one of their true creators, Deco, is the one who's got to come out of his shell.
There's Messi and Ronaldinho.
Again,
Ronaldinho bounces to Messi and swept away by Piqué. Greg talked about Milito perhaps being on his way out as Garcia up the line.
Fabulous little turn there, Garcia.
And switched by Diego Milito. I think it's Piqué's emergence that has made Gabi Milito quote-unquote expendable. More on that in a moment. D'Alessandro gets it back. Aymar up the line. Juan Fran pushing up, can't get through. Oleguer to Deco and over to Pujol. Actually, looks almost like a three-man back now from Barcelona again, as they have Pujol and Oleguer surrounding Thuram and Marquez stepping up to back up Deco. So very similar to the lineup that just took apart Zaragoza in the King's Cup. But Zaragoza seems to have found the monkey wrench to toss into the machine here today. A few Barcelona fans in attendance, only about a 3-hour car ride away up in the northeast of Spain, nearing the midway point. And Gabi Milito, very underrated part of his game, king the attack from the back. Zapater, Saladas is open. They'll take the long way around through Piqué.
You're right, Phil. Milito at the back there, the skipper, wonderful prompter.
Nice run. A little bit behind. Zapater off target as Diego Milito couldn't control. Celades cutting across. Juli on the flank.
Great
Quick ball in. Ronaldinho tees it up. Blasted near side. Messi, 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 Messi! And Cesar dropped the apron quickly to smother that shot.
A great ball in by Juli that starts this attack, and I thought Ronaldinho was just going to dummy over the ball right there and allow Iniesta. If Ronnie had left that ball, Iniesta was in. It's a good effort at the end by Messi. One touch and spank. Perfect positioning again by Cesar. Two cracking goalkeepers in the nets. Two wonderful netminders, these boys. Had all the power on his drive, just didn't get that one little bit of an angle to take it and ask a more serious question of Cesar. But again, Cesar, man, I tell you, suffocated that ball as it came into him.
He was with Real Madrid for years, but basically the deputy for Iker Casillas, and now getting a chance this year. Diogo again.
Clever play by Diogo, just steps across Lionel Messi and takes the ground from Messi. He's going to get a card for it. I'm not sure if it's fully deserving of a card, but Messi saw that Diogo was streaking in just like before and just steps in a little bit.
Maybe a little revenge. Remember, it was Diogo that took out Messi for his yellow. Well, Aymar is there. D'Alessandro is there. Garcia with a good free kick.
There's the run. And there's the reach in. I don't know if that's a yellow card.
I would agree with you. Foul, yes.
Certainly
card,
foul.
no.
Yeah.
So maybe it was Medina that actually was watching for retaliation and almost imagined it. You figured D'Alessandro would be able to afford a better barber by this time, wouldn't you?
I like it. Radical.
All that's missing is the red nose. 20 minutes left to go in half number one. Valdez has to worry about this one. Leaving is Aymar. Cabezon with a shot over the bar. Didn't miss by much, but it was about a yard over.
Certainly got great power. Just doesn't get enough of a spin on it as it leaves his foot. You've got to get right over it. Decidedly good effort though by D'Alessandro.
Diego Milito giving up as it bounces past Oleguer.
Completely different look of his team here today compared to the opening 25 minutes of that Copa del Rey semi-final, of course. Nothing like the sort of electrifying performance that saw Rijkaard's team roll out that day. Being a little subdued in the early 25 minutes, Barcelona. And some of the biggest stars have yet to shine, and give them time.
Nice work out of the back again from Barcelona. Zaragoza dropping back to midfield, and then they'll close. Marquez forward. Iniesta stripped away. Iniesta has been invisible, partly, as you pointed out, perhaps for the ball not being passed in his direction. That time it was, but stolen right away. Now he comes back and helps win it.
Their whole style depends on the quicksilver approach. Barcelona, they cannot play slowly. They've got to play the ball quickly and athletically, and the movement is what their hallmark is, the movement off of the ball, and so far they have just been a little bit lacking in that department.
Play on as Diogo goes down. Looked like another tackle from behind, and it will be, and another yellow card. Xavi going in to take out Aymar on the break, and a little bit worried on the bench is Frank Rijkaard.
Xavi cannot believe this one. I think he may have a point. Catalejo again being quick on the draw. Let's have a look.
There's the one that was play on.
Is a reach in there? Is that a card?
No. The last two have been rather cheap. 3 in the wall, screams Valdez. And I might say Messi's tackle attempt on Diogo could have been one, but
maybe. But look at that.
He wasn't even
touched. That's very, very little for a card, though. I mean, that's the thing. You got to criticise the referee, who I really like, Cantalejo. He usually keeps his cards within him for a long part of the opening round until the game gets settled down. But have they been really reckless? You know, hard, bad tackles to to require a card? I don't think so. Second chance for D'Alessandro.
This one low, driven through. Might have even took a touch, but Valdez read it all the way.
Clever play by D'Alessandro. I don't think it takes a touch, Phil. It needed a touch by Big Milito. It just needed to make contact, and that would have taken it past Valdez. But he hammers this one, daisy cutter style.
Zaragoza looking for some openings. Barcelona putting the pressure on a little higher afield. 15 minutes left to go here in half number one.
Other than that speculative hit by little Messi in the early going, there hasn't been really too much to worry. Piqué and Milito at the back. Eto'o, we said at the start of this game, this is the important thing. It all depends on how Barcelona make do ahead without Samuel. Well, you would think maybe Gudjonsson might have been a better outlet for them, but we'll see how this game develops. It's the white shirts that's getting through here again.
Aimar.
Much more dangerous in the attack.
Garcia against Pujol, near post and the wrong side of it.
Superlative again by that man. Said he's underrated. This is beautiful football. Played out nicely. He's got Puyol in his trap, sticks it past him and whistles this one. It's got Valdez beat. Quicksilver feet. Beautiful strike. Puyol does everything right. There's not more he can do. He's got to depend on his goalkeeper. Well, he was beaten. Just missed.
You mentioned very early on that was where Zaragoza's trying to attack. I'm a little surprised they haven't done it more often, because every time they go at Pujol with Garcia, it seems to open up. It's not often Pujol looks like a weakness in the back, but Zaragoza's making him look that way today. Not a lot of sound from the fans here today as you hear a few whistles going around. Seems like everyone's just sitting on the edge of their seat awaiting a first goal. Ball deflected. Deco flips it up, but again on the wrong page. Pujol high in the air. Milito challenging.
Ooh, cool. Thuram.
Hard challenge draws Sergio Garcia foul. Fernandez, the guy who replaced Jose Mourinho at Porto, actually grew up, was born here in Zaragoza, so when things didn't really work out, just heads back to his hometown and puts his team in European contention. He's done a good job.
Done a great job, Phil. Got his team back in 5th position, only 3 points behind 4th place Valencia. There's such an entertaining football inside, expansive passing football, great boys up front.
We talked
tremendous goalkeeper, Milito and Piqué. He's forged that partnership at the back, and his signings of Diogo was inspired.
You talked about, though, that Gabi Milito and Diogo could both leave, and have a feeling might be a few defections up front as well. Everton can't be happy coming off the bench, but the real test for Fernandez is going to be with a few new people in the cast of characters to try and repeat next year.
Well said.
Because I guarantee he's going to get an extension. Nice ball to Messi, but he was expecting a run. Now, I've been one of the harshest critics, not so much of Eto'o, but of his reputation. However, you take a look here today, and they could desperately use him. Or a player like him.
Sometimes you don't know what you've got till it's gone. And they, when they collectively just a little bit a rung down the ladder, as Barcelona looks as if they are, with Ronaldinho yet to produce anything, in Iniesta,
nice
Juli, Deco, Xavi. They missed that big man up top.
D'Alessandro through the legs, blasts it across. Pujol clears, but still in the area. Oh, it's back. Is he on? Valdez stops it, but the flag will stop the play. Beautiful play by D'Alessandro that deserved a better finish.
Brilliant by D'Alessandro. Magical by Diego Milito. He should have been called offside, and he was. But brilliant attacking play by D'Alessandro, linking up. There's that earlier ball that was whistled down and wanted Milito to try to reach back and get a touch on it. Invent a free kick, nearly catching Valdez out, but goalkeeper just too sharp. But that last attack really showing what Zaragoza is all about. The pace of D'Alessandro, the ingenuity of him, the trickery of Diego Milito, and the support of Aimar.
Long ball intercepted before it finds the target.
If this team is broken up, Phil, this team in the white shirts, it will be a sad day.
Garcia to the middle, and the shot just misses. Garcia finding Milito, but Valdez and company shut the door.
Again, sharper than a razor. Beautiful ball across. Well dealt with in the end by Oleguer. Wonderful cover.
First corner of the game.
Perfectly read by him.
Playing it short, changing the
ball.
angle. Back post deflected, but it didn't change the trajectory.
What a ball this is. That is absolutely phenomenal. First time hit by D'Alessandro. What? It's not just technique, it's the bravery to hit that ball on the run as he's approaching it. Never hesitant. He knew, D'Alessandro, if he took one touch to control the ball, the chance would be gone. He knows he's good enough. That was absolutely brilliant. Out of his boot, that one from D'Alessandro.
Hernandez wants a little bit of movement. Here's Gabi on the run.
Well, he'll attack it.
Piqué also towering in the box.
Good ball.
It's there! And a foul called. Gabi Milito just charging over Puyol.
Said he would attack it.
He came with a lead pipe.
There's that ball again. That is, just a whisker away. The skipper, Milito, launching into it.
Again, it would have been some controversy if they would have scored off that corner, because it looked like it was Milito who touched it out of bounds, not the defense. Regardless, still no score, 9 minutes to go. And again, this right flank, the left part of the Barcelona defense, has been porous to say the least.
And yet you've still got to keep it locked up against them, because they're Scorpion with a sting in their tail. Barcelona on the break.
Ronaldinho whistled for the foul.
Ronaldinho put an end to all the speculation by committing himself to staying with Barcelona. But it's not the type of performance so far that you would expect from a happy camper.
And again, if there is one big argument in that, if there is any truth to the rumors, Eto'o or Ronaldinho debate, is Ronaldinho on the wrong side of 30, and Eto'o still closer to 20 than he is to 30, so could be a big risk to let so many years go if they cannot find a way to keep them both together. Poor play by Aimar. Stolen back though. D'Alessandro.
Good ball.
Celades to Diogo. Diogo.
Great ball.
Shot up and over. Sergio Garcia unable to find the frame.
Sergio, they're picked out brilliantly by Diogo here. Splits across the back. It's wonderfully reined in. He tries to go for the chip over the top of Valdez.
And here, watch this. This is off a nice diving header by Aimar. And D'Alessandro does the rest.
Pretty.
Right. 7 minutes from halftime. Zaragoza is out shooting Barcelona 7 or 9 to 1.
And fair to say they're outplaying them, I think, today, Phil. They really are. They've controlled the midfield, and they've been really quick in their attacks onto the back four of Barcelona, giving them all sorts of problems. But as we say, that'll do you up against Barcelona if you take even a moment or a shift off. They will open you up, the Blaugrana. If you're not fully focused, But there's been just too many aircraft missing in action. He's been one of them. But we said before, man, they just lie in wait in the grass. That brilliance doesn't go away. It may be subdued for as long as it can, but when you've got players like him still finding their feet, still warming the oil through the engine, you've got to be guarded.
Diego Milito and Rafa Marquez will not be the last of their combinations here today. Nice move, Messi.
Great ball.
Look how deep he had to come back to get it, though. Deco, Juli, Ludovic Juli towards the end line, chips it in, looking for Ronaldo. Can't find him, cleared away. Shot deflected by Zapatero, off to the flank. Here's Puyol. Good cross into the danger zone. Piqué clears it away and out for the throw-in.
Good join in there by Puyol. Bravely leaving his back, saw that the support was needed in the outside position. It's good play by Juli out wide. Gets a little bit of a touch on. Can it find Ronaldinho at the back post? Nice effort by Deco on the hit.
Play on. Piqué, by the one clearing both of those chances. Has to be interesting for him. His grandfather was a former vice president with Barcelona, and his last name Bernabeu. So, where will he end up? Well, Manchester United still has him under contract. He's here on loan. And what we've seen this year, I wouldn't be surprised to see him at Old Trafford next. Xavi. 5 minutes from halftime.
Plenty of good football in this team, especially by Zaragoza in this game, for it to be a 0-0 score.
Stolen away. Milito. D'Alessandro. Back heels it. Zapatero. Good play. Gavi leaves it for D'Alessandro. Diego Milito on the flank. Rolls it across. Touch through. Great idea, but again, Aimar and D'Alessandro just can't combine.
It's all Aimar this though, Phil. You cannot look at D'Alessandro made the absolutely the right run, and a poor ball in by Aimar, who cannot steady the ball down in the path of his teammate. It was lovely creative football again by Zaragoza. This started way out wide. Diego Milito pulling it back. There's that little considerate ball. It's just not accurate enough.
Tried to take something off, change the angle, and didn't do enough of either.
Lovely link up though by the three men, Milito, D'Alessandro and Aimar. Great understanding.
They seem a lot closer towards answering the questions than Barcelona today.
Sure, they're running off the ball. They know each other so well. And again, they've got Garcia out wide, man. Just still threatening all game long.
Offside, first of the game. Maybe they called him for backing in.
Bad decision that. That was all Thuram.
10 fouls apiece. Coming up immediately following this game, mentioned that Zaragoza with a win could jump over Valencia. We have Valencia at Athletic Bilbao next. Ronaldinho tries to take it and leave it.
What a tackle this is by Diego Milito. If we get the chance to look at this again, Ronaldinho squirts by two Zaragoza defenders like he's just turning a light switch on, and then Milito leaves his position and dives in. Beautifully timed tackle to rob Ronaldinho in front of goal.
Soft touch through, well weighted. Barcelona starting to find a few openings. Play on, no, foul. This has got to be a big concern for Victor Fernandez. They have dominated the first half, and Barcelona now seems a little bit more likely to find the net. You don't want to go in a goal down. Juli just sprints through the defense, but well defended in the midfield. Messi drops Xavi. Back to Juli. The Frenchman. Early cross. Ronaldinho challenges Diogo. Play on.
Beautifully by Diogo over the top. Fair and square again.
Foul. All of a sudden, the whistles are going against Celades and company. Later tonight, AC Milan versus Empoli, and closing out today, Millonarios against Tolima. Much of the action in Spain this weekend is going to be on Easter Sunday. Sevilla looking to take advantage of whatever stumble Barcelona has here today. A victory for them and a loss by Barca could put Sevilla back in the lead. They'll host Racing. That opens things up at 11. At 3, it's Villarreal and Atletico Madrid, sandwiched around the Werder Bremen-Nuremberg showdown. So plenty of action throughout this Easter weekend.
See what Ronaldinho's got up his sleeve here. Certainly going to be way too far out for a shot to beat a player like Cesar, surely. But that space in behind that back line, can that be where he wants to put it? Look for the disguise down the side. It's a shot, up
and wide.
Very optimistic, but we've seen he is capable of producing it. Fancies it, goes for it, and it is nowhere close.
Ronaldinho, 2 back of Sevilla's Canute and 1 behind Diego Milito in the scoring race for the Pichichi.
Some great pictures there of all the emotion in this game. Very, very finely balanced game, Phil. As you said, both teams having good chances. Zaragoza probably having the best chances and certainly have been the more creative of the side. They've kept him quiet throughout. Milito has been all over him, and that's a little bit of a naughty kick. The Argentine having a chunk at the Brazilian. Unusual.
Here's Diogo. Soft touch in front, a push by Thuram, play on. He's screaming for a yellow card, instead it's Barcelona on the break. Now a tackle in the center circle, and it looks like our second yellow card against Zaragoza. Or will it be? Play on, or no, yeah, it will be a card here, as Medina just a little late showing it. No, on the dive. That's going to be worth a second look. So 3 yellows against Barcelona. And Aymar is still screaming about when he went down. What? Now does he kick? There's Diego Milito pushed by Thuram again.
And kicked. Certainly contact made by Thuram as well. And going the other way, that for me looked like a foul on Ronaldinho, Phil. That certainly did not look like anywhere near a dive. He got bundled off the ball.
D'Alessandro, soft touch. Zapater. That will do it for half number 1.
Been some strange decisions by the referee. Thankfully, he hasn't cost either team with a goal, but there's some strange decisions being made. Tight, evenly balanced game, plenty of entertaining football. The best is yet to come, we hope.
Rafa Marquez takes a seat as we start the second half, and Zambrotta is in. So Zambrotta will go over to that left back position that Pujol was victimized in. Pujol will slide alongside Thuram into the middle, and Marquez will watch this from the bench. So the defensive weakness now probably for Barcelona moves from outside left to defensive midfield, but I would imagine Xavi and Iniesta will drop back, but they are not as strong as Marquez is in that position. So Frank Rijkaard makes some adjustments. It's the same lineup for Zaragoza. We're underway in half number 2. Phil Shane and Ray Hudson with you here on Goal TV. An impressive performance for Zaragoza in the first half, Ray, but nothing to show for on the scoreboard.
Just haven't been able to crack it, have they? Come close so many times, and it's been Valdez who have produced the goal-saving denials for the white shirts. And I tell you what, Phil, I think it's a brave move by Frank Rijkaard. I like it, bringing in Zambrotta. You certainly can leave that position to great effect and join in in that central position of Thuram and Puyol. Going to see if they can hold up against big Milito.
Julie loses his footing and a delayed call. Looks like maybe a little help from Victoriano Giraldez, the linesman on the near side. Chipped in, punched up by Cesar. Play on.
And again, you can say this wasn't a bad free kick, but by Deco's standards, it's really reflective of his entire first half. Handball. It's just not been good enough by Deco, and that free kick there was carrying all the way into Cesar.
Ball chipped in and over. D'Alessandro ready for the throw.
Having one of his real brighter games, D'Alessandro.
But it's Aymar this time who seems to be stumbling. On the ball now. Diego Milito spins to the inside, cuts it back, pulled down by Thuram.
Such quickness from Diego Milito. Too quick for him. See, stops on a dime. It's nothing really too angry or malicious by Thuram, but there's certainly a step in that takes away Milito's momentum.
Mentioned Aymar not having the greatest of games. This could be quite a way to change the tale. A little bit far away for him.
Well, I would imagine they'll be looking for the big boys. The big Milito brothers will be barreling in.
Chips it in, down, touch towards goal. And again, Gabi Milito coming to the end of it, but he couldn't put enough power on it.
And nicely rehearsed. We said it'd be pushing in. He'll attack this all day. It gets by his brother.
Amazing enough in itself.
Yeah, just cannot find that little touch again that would have taken it past Valdez. Nothing they could do defensively there. It was such a high quality ball delivered in.
Oh, dangerous play. Cleats out by Deco. 14 fouls apiece.
Certainly one that he's got to go for there, though, Phil. It's a bit harsh again. We know that the cleats are out and up high, but the ball was in the air and ready to be won. There's a fair reach in the end by Deco.
Pujol helps win it.
Lovely touch.
Little back heel. Messi on the run, but Ronaldinho bypasses. Here's Juli against Juan Fran. Nice play, but he sends it to the middle. And which way will it go? It looks like they're going to say it crossed.
Corner.
Juan Fran very underrated at this left back position. Looks a little too tall, too gawky, but he has the wheels and the persistence. First corner for Barcelona. Doesn't make it past the first post. Nice. Sergio to Aymar. Aymar bumped off the ball. Aymar probably had enough right to say that was a foul, but in case you're wondering why players look like they're shot when they're fouled, that's why. Didn't appear to be enough of a reaction, so Medina lets them play on. Valdez, Pujol, Zambrotta off to the flank. This is Iniesta. Iniesta and Xavi have dropped back. Ronaldinho stripped away. Pablito into space. Milito against Thuram. This is a advantage Zaragoza this far out. Overlapping run a little bit behind Diogo, and that's the only break Barcelona needed. A better pass from Milito, and he's off to the races.
There's a lesson there. There's no easy passes, is there? Diego Milito doing wonderful to hold the ball up, turn on his defender, and then when Diego joined in, he just wasn't considerate enough to deliver just a simple 3-yard pass, and it goes begging.
Chance in front, and well defended by Oleguer.
Nice little lead ball by Diego Milito, trying to find Juan Fran. Nicely covered by Oleguer, as you said.
Kind of reminds you of Aymar's little flip towards D'Alessandro that also ran out of play. So again, perhaps something Victor Fernandez spotted towards the top of the box that they have been unable to unlock yet. Lionel against
tackle
Piqué.
by Piqué. That's wonderful pickpocketing.
Now you know why Sir Alex wanted him. Here he comes again. Holding on, shielding, dropping. Zapater or Salades dropping back to cover. Here's Gavi. Oh, poor pass. Ronaldinho to the outside. Juli! And a lightning bolt denied by Cesar.
Ronaldinho gets a gift here, just pushes it out wide to Juli, who hits it with all the power and accuracy, but just asking too much of himself here to beat Cesar. Deals with it nicely. Not much else on for him. Perhaps the back post. Maybe a little lead ball. The guys are calling for it, but Juli fancied a rip.
This will hold up. Thuram still in play down the line. Ooh. Dangerous, arguably a yellow. Xavi doing a good job. Down to about 37 minutes left, and not a lot of time left in the season, let alone the game. Zambrotta flying down the line. Cesar gets there off the cross.
Leaves his lane beautifully. Excellent goalkeeping. Looks fundamental, looks easy, but his timing was perfect, Cesar. Both goalkeepers doing the easy stuff immaculately and then coming up with the real goods in difficult circumstances here.
Only 9 games remain at the end of this one. Ludovic Juli against Zapater. Back for Xavi. Ronaldinho. Deco, shot deflected and over the net.
Again, Piqué out quickly, reading the danger, sensing it, alertly, locking it down. The last moment. Again, good defending.
Second quarter for Barca. Deco. Low, driven to the near post, cleared, and out for a throw-in. After this game, Zaragoza has a little bit of an easier trek. Ball rolled back to Pujol. He's dispossessed, but then wins it right back. No call. Sergio Garcia dancing around Zambrotta. Quick restart. Near side, wide open. D'Alessandro! D'Alessandro misses the net.
Finds himself in a lot of space for once. Gets the ball, drives on, sees it go high, screams his blue murder, lovely lead pass, nice first touch, doesn't get his angle quite right. I honestly thought he was going to pull it back around Thuram and then drive on. D'Alessandro, the type of player that would bamboozle a big defender like Lilian Thuram, but he saw his opportunity, didn't hesitate, but just couldn't get the accuracy.
Next 3 games, wrapping up April, in Tarragona against Nastic, kind of a regional rival there, neighboring states. Then they'll host Celta de Vigo, and then on the road at Osasuna. And no matter how well Osasuna is doing in Europe, nowhere near as well in La Liga this year. Then they'll host Zaragoza, and then a telling game, May 13th, on the road against Valencia.
Nice play. And again, lovely
return
football.
Pass just too soft. Zaragoza missing by millimeters, and again off the throw-in. D'Alessandro stops, starts, tucks it in. What a goal! Diego Milito from an impossible angle.
An astonishing goal, this, created magically by little D'Alessandro, and even Ronaldinho goes bug-eyed at this one. What a heavenly touch. There is no other word for it. Look at this. There's nowhere for him to go. You couldn't crack light through that. But them 2 players find a way. Argentinian brilliance. Magical. This is Einstein football. Quantum physics. Splits the atom. Beautiful. He cannot believe it. There was nowhere for D'Alessandro to go. There was nowhere for Diego Milito to go. That was absolutely beyond magic, Phil. That was stupefying, and it just shocks him. He's seen it all. He'll remember that for a long time, because that was a goal of such ingenuity.
You used to play with a guy, as Movia steps in, who made a life out of goals from tight angles, and Gerd Muller, that is one that Gerd Muller would applaud.
For sure. And I played in the same team with a lad called Teofilo Cubillas, who was similar to D'Alessandro in producing magic out of nothing. And when it links up like that, as I said, it's quantum physics football. It just is. I mean, even Barcelona fans could do nothing but applaud that beautiful goal. But D'Alessandro, how he found that ball through to Diego Milito to give him even a half of a chance was incredible.
He was double teamed, and Milito had a man all over him.
On the line he was double teamed as well. The line is like a wall. You cannot go there. It's fabulous player.
Well, you
and
had
again,
a feeling.
They're in.
D'Alessandro again.
No.
Too long. It was going to take a goal of that quality to finally put one in the net here today.
Sure. When we see it in replay, you'll ask yourself, he looks so much like Francescoli, doesn't he? Look at this ball over the top. Here's the magic. X Factor. Wizardry football. Look at the angle that he goes through. Hell, he looks like the prince. And he just performed princely football. Look at this. Oh, go on, my son. Jump out of the stadium.
That's what it's all about.
It truly is, Phil. It truly is. The beautiful game made to look like.
Forget the $1 million salaries, the jets, the luxury hotels. It's a game. And those are the plays that you remember. Here they come again. The step over. Don't know if it was an intentional miss, but Milito can't catch up. Now can Barcelona respond with a moment of brilliance? They've done it before. And
Brilliant.
will they do it again? Cesar responds with the save of the game.
Incredible football from Deco and Ronaldinho. Their magic this time open up Zaragoza with beautiful conjuring football again. And Valdez, Cesar, you'll see when he senses the danger coming back from the magic twinkle toes of Ronaldinho into little Deco. Deco. He's off his lane like a jackrabbit to deny Deco. Brilliant goalkeeping again from the pink panty boy. Brilliant scissor in the nets.
Up next for Barcelona, a couple of home games. Mallorca and Getafe. Getafe in the King's Cup. And then off to Villarreal and then back home against Levante. So a little bit more difficult run for Barcelona, as Sevilla probably an even bigger winner here today than Zaragoza, if this score holds. And a whistle just shy of the center circle. And a yellow card against Deco. Fourth of the game against Barcelona. That might be the goal of the year.
Certainly going to be a big candidate. Here's that lovely little football there. Look at the goalkeeping here again. It's not just that he leaves his lane. Look, he spreads his body, he gets his hands up. Deco can see the goal coming, and he sees it go.
Here's Diogo.
Good ball. Good tackle by Puyol.
Movija. Good ball back out, taking the pressure off. Sergio. Lifting it long. D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro to Juanfran. Juanfran to the middle, and Thuram is there. He'll have to give up a throw. Beautiful play from Zaragoza.
As you were alluding to, Phil, Real Madrid only 5 points behind Barcelona, and they take on Osasuna at the Bernabeu, so
we'll have that on Monday.
Yep. This will reduce the gap. If it's days like this, the gap will narrow. Look at this. Look at the heavenly touch. It's like he guides it.
Now the question, did he touch it?
Either way, he's made the approach onto the ball, which draws in Valdez, and then maybe fortune does smile on Zaragoza. You could be quite right, Phil, but again, you go back to the ingenious football from D'Alessandro to invite Milito onto the ball. It wasn't a lucky goal per se, because it was created so sublimely.
A little bit of cynical play here from Zaragoza as they try and make Barcelona fight for every inch. Deco. Oleguer to Deco. Deco just hoping for a run that never developed.
The square ball was on for Xavi, who was calling for it, demanding it, and Deco, thinking he saw a player running onto the box, didn't see it.
Cesar helped Real Madrid a few years back to Champions League success, only to be supplanted by Iker Casillas in the final. So he's been on the big stage before, but many didn't think he had what it took to be a true number one. Well, you might laugh about the pink shorts and pink jerseys at times, but you can't laugh about his goalkeeping.
Certainly not.
Away. Milito. Barcelona's in shambles right now.
And again, Puyol, the man putting out the fire, and here's the fresh blood and a fresh, not just a fresh set of legs, but a fresh approach for Barcelona now. They will have the outlet man up front that Zaragoza did so brilliantly, in that man there.
Deco, stolen away. Juanfran tries to keep it in, but can't. Oleguer with the throw. Julie had a lot of success in the first half coming up the right side, but Juanfran has made it a little bit more difficult here in the second half.
Yeah, it's up for grabs on who Frank Rijkaard is going to elect to take out of this barnstorming game. Whoever it is won't be happy, because nobody will want to leave this stage with the game still in the balance and Barcelona pressing. Is it going to be little Messi? I'm not so sure.
Well,
I think
Deco's
maybe,
had a horrible game.
I agree. I would think even Deco or maybe Xavi. My own opinion. And could you? It ain't going to be Ronaldinho, but he has been.
Sergio saying it should have been a corner. Diego, a smile on his face. Luis Alberto Gutierrez missed this one.
Oh, that's not offside.
No, I think he's just saying he didn't see it was deflected.
Excuse me, it's not. Yeah, it was certainly took the touch. It was an absolute corner.
Nearing the midway point of half number 2. Then don't forget, we start our coverage tomorrow with Sevilla. And they could be the new leaders in Spain at the end of this one. It's Juli coming out. So Messi will go out to the flank, and Gudjonsson will set up camp in the middle. So Marquez left at the start of this second half. And Juli is the second player to exit.
Clumsy by Diogo, going right down the back.
Clumsy, or?
I think it was, Phil. I don't know if he really meant to step right back. It doesn't look too happy.
34 fouls in this match. 5 yellow cards, 4 of them against Barcelona. Here's Deco. Maybe a chance at redemption. Xavi. Ronaldinho. Stutter steps. They don't seem to be clicking. It's like there's a gear missing. And a quick outlet finds D'Alessandro.
He said early on that first half they were looking a little dull, some cobwebs around all the big bright players of Barcelona. It was certainly Zaragoza that went about the game in the first half, taking it to Barcelona in a variety of ways and earned the right to go ahead. There can be no denying.
So Diego Milito with his 19th, tying Canute and putting some daylight between themselves and Ronaldinho, but there's still more than 20 minutes to go here. Oleguer with the foul. What a game.
Yeah.
Only way you could stop D'Alessandro today. Here's Milito. Celades. Movilla. By the way, excuse me, that was Zapater who just had the last touch. Celades, the player who came out when Movilla came in. Diogo to Movilla. Movilla. Valdez had enough time, but Movilla tested him.
The brightness in attack for me, Zaragoza. They've had some great players, D'Alessandro, even Aymar, Diego Milito for sure. Sergio Garcia has been fantastic, but let me tell you, the boys at the back have been absolutely stellar. Piqué and Gabi Milito have been wonderful, and Diogo and Juan Fran have been more than solid. They've been adventurous going forward and joining in the attack. And then, of course, the last line in defence, the man in the pink pants, has been simply tremendous.
And here's Aymar.
Such a unified team performance that's undone Barcelona so far, Phil. Sometimes you just got to hold your hands up and say, you know what, they were better than us today. Well, we've got 20 wonderful magic moments of football here to go, so we will see. This is the champion they're playing against, Zaragoza, and champions are made of really stern stuff, so we can imagine the last 20 minutes of this, Barcelona are going to throw all the appliances at Zaragoza here. And in doing so, they may be leaving 1 or 2 holes open at the back, so look out for Zaragoza to pounce.
Diogo stepping in to win it. Give and go by Milito and Movilla doesn't quite work. Some whistles. Here's D'Alessandro just sprinting away from Xavi. Tried to cross things up to Juanfran, but the defense deflected.
It just closed too quickly down. He apologises to his countryman Diego Milito. That's who he wanted to get it to. But then they just convened on him. Thuram and Puyol locking the door there.
Athletic Bilbao versus Valencia coming up immediately following this match. Easter weekend, I guess. Would it be too bad to say Fernando Morientes rising from the dead this year? But he has helped immensely to keep them in the race. Tomorrow, Sevilla versus Racing. And again, Sevilla could end up being the new leaders after round 29. Last roll of the dice by Frank Rijkaard. So here's the shot deflected wide. So close. Zambrotta will go to the right and Gio will slide in on the left. And Pujol and Thuram will stay in the middle. Now Gio very good at pushing up. So Zambrotta. So Zaragoza is going to be tested from the flanks, but it looks like they have a test or two in their own mind. Aymar against Pujol.
Casual Aymar. Especially against a player like Puyol, who's always on his razor edge.
Movilla play on. Challenging in on Diogo. Zapater wins it back. One touch. Now Aymar on form. Here's Juanfran. Juanfran deflected. Right to Thuram. Juanfran goes down in a heap. No foul, it looks like. But it will need some treatment. Juanfran grabbing his ankle.
Been up against it all night. His team has seen his wonderful illuminating footballers put in the shade tonight by this really impressive team of Real Zaragoza. This has been an impressive performance, even by Barcelona standards. Zaragoza always have known how to hurt a team like Barcelona. Lots of pace and direct attacking football.
Up the middle, Iniesta gets it back.
And the danger coming from the wings.
Deco. Messi. Drops. Deco. Someone's got to put the mantle on their shoulders. Xavi. Ronaldinho.
Oh.
Gio. In the middle for Gudjonsson. Messi denied. Gudjonsson wide.
Stupefying misses here by Barcelona, but brilliant defending. This is off the planet. Messi sees this ball come. He's onside when the ball's passed. It's pulled back to him. It's not dealt with. He spanks it. Brilliant save again by Cesar and Juanfran.
Another yellow card, it looks like. Maybe Cesar.
What a game, what a game, what a game. It has had everything. For me, that goalkeeper has been off the planet, just off the charts.
In front, cleared away. Now he's out of position, but Deco takes his time.
Here was Juanfran that got there in the end, Phil. I honestly thought it was Cesar, but I'll take your word for it.
Here's D'Alessandro against Thuram.
Great overlap, Diogo.
He'll use him, but the ball in the off foot. They were geared up for the corner kick, which is why he came up from the backside.
Said they needed to look out on their push for the equalising goal, Barcelona, and there's a classic example. The holes were opening up like the Red Sea.
Gudjonsson does not have the magic that Henrik Larsson had last year.
They needed a little bit of slice of luck with that frantic action going on in the box earlier. Gudjonsson tried to rise up and get that contact, but he just failed by a couple of inches, and then when it dropped to Messi, Lordy, you would have put your mortgage on him scoring there, wouldn't you? You'd have lost it and been in arrears. But again, as you said, an incredible desperate save by Juanfran.
Messi and Gudjonsson had just taken off at the wrong moment. Juanfran to D'Alessandro.
Caught.
Iniesta.
And he knows it.
Yellow of the day.
Just tried to subdue the counter-attack again. Taking one for the team.
Messi, Xavi, Ronaldinho, Deco and Iniesta for Barcelona.
You know they've got their hands full when cards are given out to those players, Phil. That's how much Barcelona have been put on the rack here today.
Gustavo Neri checking in. Diogo, Piqué, Cesar and Movija. Yellows for Zaragoza. It is Sergio Garcia checking out.
They're coming out to thundering applause. Everton coming on surely for him. Sergio Garcia was absolutely majestic in that first half. And it isn't Everton. I thought it would be. It's Neri.
So Milito will be all by his lonesome in the attack. Gustavo Neri checking in. So I think what that will probably do, they might even push Piqué up a little bit. Gustavo Neri can play a little bit in the midfield, a little bit in defense, but he's trying to shore up these last 15 minutes.
Here they come again. This is another tidal wave counter. Wow, what a game this kid's head. What a ball.
Outside of the boot. Neri with the shot. What they've done is put Neri in front of Juanfran here on the left. And Juanfran comes through, and he's bumped by Messi. Which way will the whistle blow? Do you like the switch? I'm not sure.
Me neither. He certainly had ran out of pace. Sergio Garcia put so much into that first half though, Phil. But Neri,
poor touch again by Aymar. Here's Iniesta.
And Everton is on the bench. He could have been used.
Ronaldinho. Still have one more switch. Gudjonsson fighting for it. Bounces in the area. More worried about apologizing or talking to Milito than he was for going for the ball. Diego, no such preconceptions. He'll flip it out to the far side. No matter where you put D'Alessandro, the ball finds him and the ball seems to like him.
It was wonderfully held up by Diego Milito as well, with pressure on him, clean with his control.
Zapatero. Neri. Gustavo Neri.
Nice pass.
Looking for the return. Milito stripped away. Here's Pujol. The warrior continues.
Yep. Leading from the front again. Not backing down, not hiding in defensive positions, prompting the attack. Pujol. Good ball by Messi. Wants it back.
Stepping up is Piqué. Deco. Ronaldinho. It has not been a great year for Ronaldinho. This has been far from a great game. Zambrota. Xavi against Zapatero. Messi in the center. Through a double team. Pass to third. Set back by Gudjonsson and stolen away. The Brazilian Neri charging down. Through the wall, looking for Diogo. Play on. Taken back by Zaragoza. Aymar to D'Alessandro. Diogo back for D'Alessandro. Nice ball. Soft touch by Diego Milito, and he pays the price. He's going to take his time getting up too. He'd take 10 minutes if he could. 21st foul against Barcelona.
Nobody's worked harder for his colours than Diego Milito. You see all the magic when he has the ball, but his movement for such a big man is exemplary.
All the way to the back post. Deflected. No. Goal kick.
and he takes his lumps off Puyol in that effort.
Gerard Piqué Bernabeu,
Quick.
trying to get to the back.
Nice restart, pouncing.
Zaragoza might regret the fact that they've let so many chances go by the board. They could be up 2 or 3 goals right now, but they're only up by 1 against Barcelona. A very thin tightrope.
For sure, Phil, but I tell you, I've been crediting the goalkeepers all this game, and I've got to do it again because Valdez has denied Zara so many times with really just world-class goalkeeping.
There's Ronaldinho.
There hasn't been too many completely missed chances by Zara, has there really?
Good Johnson had to check to avoid the offside.
There hasn't been many real sitters missed, if you know what I mean. And his team just hasn't been able to create too many open opportunities either. But this
Eusebio Sacristan, the second assistant, sitting next to Rijkaard, as Johan Niesken's getting the bird's eye view here today. The fans in full song here as they are about 7 minutes away, 8 minutes away. Over Gudjonsson and a bump.
Certainly holding down Gabi Milito here, pleading his innocence. Ronaldinho taking a kick in the teeth there earlier. Yeah, you see him going down. There's the nasty whack.
That could be dangerous play against Ronaldinho.
That's right. Put the ball in front of him and certainly not expecting Diogo to come around him. The referee singing an advantage and Medina Cantaleo playing a good advantage there.
Lifted for Ayman. Well, Medina Cantalejo with a few questionable calls to say the least in the first half. I guess the benefit second half has been relatively clean and nothing that could be determined or defined as a game changer, at least yet. Messi.
Still coming on, searching. That's a poor ball.
Deco raises his hand in fault, but doesn't make it any better.
From the first half, Phil was saying that he's looking blunt. His swords are usually razor sharp, Deco, but his passing has been very, very off here tonight, all night long.
Good Johnson.
And again.
Gabi Milito gets it out. Deco drops it back. Iniesta.
Crowd really singing the praises for their team. They like what they are seeing here today. Up against the champs. They've really turned them over. And they've looked as if they could come away with the 3 points. And that wonderful goal deserves to win a game. But Barcelona ain't lying down. And they won't lie down until that very last whistle. Keeps himself onside beautifully, Diego Milito. Brilliant play again. He doesn't even see the ball, but Diego Milito running parallel across the back line. We could have easily, lazily just jogged back, but wonderful industry by the Argentine.
Xavi taken down from behind. Zapater, will he join the yellow card brigade? Xavi, good ball.
Great ball.
Can you explain it? Pujol over the back as Milito draws the foul. Well, his nickname is Principito because he does look like the son of the prince. A mirror image.
He is absolutely the double of Francescoli. And I wouldn't be doing Francescoli any harm in saying Diego Milito is certainly close to Francescoli's class.
You could easily imagine Enzo making a goal like Diego made here today. Cut from the same cloth.
Sure.
And he still can't find a spot in the national team.
Well, we were watching a player, Cruz, that took his place in the World Cup. Cruz, of course, going to Argentina's World Cup squad in Germany. in front of this great player Diego Milito, who at the time when that was called I thought that was a mistake, and Cruz did nothing to live up to that.
Zambrotta with the 6th yellow against Barcelona. Nice work by Juan Fran again. Doesn't look like he has the pace, but he gets it done. Again Juan Fran. Thuram wins it. D'Alessandro with a high boot. Play on.
Can they keep them out?
Deco not sure where the ball's coming down.
A test of nerve as much as anything now by these white shirts.
D'Alessandro. Zapata. Actually, Gustavo Neri. Helped Corinthians and Sao Paulo in his career. Santos. He's won a share of titles, including Copa, but he'd love to win La Liga. Diego Milito, a poor touch. Is he the one coming out?
Incredible how he leads that line across the front. Diego Milito, you'll see him out there, left, outside, right. Marvellous energy, and it's little Pablo Aimar that's going to taste it here now. It's had a good game in support of D'Alessandro more than anything. Being busy, always available. They appreciated, they saw the hard work. He just didn't really leave his big thumbprint on this game the way D'Alessandro does.
I like the substitutions, even if Everton probably would have been the safe bet. Someone who has the wheels to stretch a defense that will be undermanned as Barcelona pushes for an equalizer. But the last two subs, Neri and Lafita, Neri on the left, Lafita on the right, will keep the play wide, and they both have the wheels and the mentality to push into the attack. And those wide sides have been the weak spot for Barcelona here today. Here they go again. Neri.
Got to play him in. And he does.
Lafita tries to drop it back, and Thuram gets the job done. Lafita should have done better.
Yeah, it was Neri that was screaming for it back. He delivered the ball first and he wanted it returned. And that's just the type of deft little pass that a player like Everton would have made.
Unless he really wanted a shot.
Which you know he would have. But it probably would have rifled into the net had it been a fresh pair of Everton's legs.
So all of the wild cards are on the table right now. Messi getting a full 90 here today.
Good ball.
Cesar made it look easy.
Just short again by Zambrotta, but as you rightfully point out, Phil Shane, Cesar's timing is immaculate. He comes for it bravely, or else it would have been across him and into the heart of his goal.
Very good point. Not the one that I made, but you just made, is so many goalkeepers you see make simple saves look outstanding. Cesar is the exact opposite, which is one of the reasons he doesn't get that much credit. He makes difficult plays look easy. The defense is confident he's going to get there.
Remember that one that he came off his line in that first half, in the second half rather, when it was Barcelona were in on him. I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was Ronaldinho, and he came up his line so incredibly quick and kept his team at 0-0.
Xavi to the flank. Here's Zambrotta. 90th minute, halfway done. Deflected and cleared. Is the one goal for Milito enough? Messi wins it back against Juan Fran.
Oh,
Messi threw Juan Fran, but the ball got stuck in the wickets. Juan Fran dribbles his way out. Fakes the pass to the outside. Soft touch to the in. Milito can't hold on.
Just no breath being given by either side.
Xavi. Ronaldinho. Movija.
Great ball.
A slip. And Diogo there to clean up the garbage. Here comes Diogo. Will he be playing for the Blaugrana next year? Doesn't matter now.
Cruel slip there by Giovan Broncos. Nicely provided by the Brazilian. Falling at the last moment. 3 minutes left. Hear him, scare him football now.
Edge of the seat. If you have any fingernails left, you might want to borrow someone else's hand. Headed back, that's going to be a corner. Juan Fran and Movilla making the first error, Juanfran making the second. How costly will this be? Fifth corner of the game for Barcelona.
Frank Rijkaard's boys, Trojan-like in their bravery, led by that man with his shield and spear. Nobody will provide more inspiration than that man there. Puyol leading the attack.
A bump inside, no penalty, cleared away. Zambrotta. Xavi, nice change.
Good.
Sweeps it to the spot, diving header on target for the outlet pass, and that starts a break. Lafita a little shy on the pass. Thuram all the way back. That's going to test Valdez. He saved the corner, but it will be a throw-in for Zaragoza.
Maybe should have just played it out for a throw-in there, Lillian, and got himself back in rank. Really thought he could get the angle back to Valdez.
Couldn't tell. I think it was Zapatero, though. The diving header in the box wasn't just to clear it. It was to start a break the other way as he put it right to Movilla. Yes, no. The whistle in the lockbox right now by Medina Cantalejo. Smart play, Juanfran. More time off the clock as we enter the final minute.
Man of the match for me, D'Alessandro. Not just with his brilliance for setting up the goal, but right from the get-go, him and Sergio Garcia set the tone brilliantly.
Messi thought it was the other way. The foul against Ronaldinho. 24 fouls apiece between these two sides. And these are skilled teams, but they realize what's on the line and they're fighting tooth and nail.
I think Ronaldinho has a definite point there. Certainly should have been in the favour of the Brazilian, don't you think?
Nice. D'Alessandro. Zapatero steps up. Nice play, Deco. What can he do with it? It's over! It is over, and Zaragoza has blasted past Valencia into fourth place by shooting down Barcelona at home.
A magical goal to set it up. The goal from Diego Milito was slicker than Brill Cream, and a goal deserved of winning a magical game like this.
1-0. If the rest of round 29 is like this, you don't want to miss it. Here's the goal that made the difference, in Zaragoza alive in the race for La Liga.